my people! Today I wanted to make a video about how to change the name of your business. So this is kind of like a video for my future self and also a video just for anybody who needs this information. I have a feeling I'm going to have to change the name of my business again, so I'm kind of talking to myself here. But this is also for anybody who just needs to change the name of their business and they don't know where to start. So, let's get right into it. So, the first thing you're going to want to do when changing the name of your business, obviously, is to pick a name that you are in love with, because you don't want to have to go through this whole process more than once. You want to pick a name that you are madly in love with, and you are going to be happy with that name for the rest of your life, ideally. So, there's different articles online you can read for ideas on how to pick a good name for your business. But you want to pick something that's easy for people to spell. That's a really major point. Pick something that's not difficult for people to spell, and do keep in mind that people are stupid and they don't know how to spell. So pick something that's a 5-year-old could spell it, because the last thing you want is somebody trying to find you online and they can't find you. You definitely want to make it easy as possible for people to find you. So pick something that's unique, something that's easy to spell. If you want, you can pick something that kind of rhymes, like Duolingo. It's not really a well, it's kind of like a rhyme, Duolingo. Um, that's a good name. Something that has a double meaning also is really nice. So, for an example, Barefoot Theory is a name of a travel vlogger on YouTube, and she spells it like bear, like the animal. So, Barefoot Theory. That's something that makes sense for what she's doing, but it's sort of like a play on words. Anything that's a play on words, I think, is a good idea. So, another great example is Groupon. So, Groupon, it explains perfectly well what they're trying to do. It's a coupon for groups, right? Coupon, Groupon, it sort of has a rhyming thing going on there. It's easy to spell, even though it's a made up word. I feel like people can spell Groupon. So you get the idea. And if you're a crazy person like me, you're going to want to use numerology when choosing your business name. Now, some of you aren't going to care about this, and that's totally fine. But being that I've changed the name of my business like 3 times now, I'm definitely going to use numerology when I choose my next name for my business. So, how numerology works is you essentially, you're going to want to choose either a 1 or a 5 for your business name. 5 carries the energy of Mercury. It's a great number to have for businesses that deal with communication, advertising, marketing, things like that, all the Mercury stuff. And then 1 is a great number for people who want to be seen as leaders, who want to draw a lot of attention to their business, people who are very innovative in the industry that they work in. So, some examples of businesses that have those numbers: Apple. The brand Apple reduces to a 5, which makes sense for Apple, right? They sell phones and things that have to do with communication. Microsoft reduces to a 1, which makes sense for their company. They were sort of innovative pioneers in their field. Microsoft was the first of its kind in that way. So for those of you who don't know numerology, I'm just going to break it down really quickly how to do it, and then if you don't care about numerology, you can just fast forward through this part. So this is the code. This is the Pythagorean code, which, according to my research, is the most commonly used numerological code. There are different types of codes, but this is the one that most numerologists use, so this is the one that I like to use. I'm going to show that again one more time. So let's take apple, because that's an easy one. So let's say you came up with the name Apple, and you're like, I like apples. I want to name my business that, right? So here we have Apple. So you can see that A is under the 1 column. So A is a 1. And what is P? P is a 7, right? So we're going to have 7 and 7. And then L is a 3. E is a 5. And then you're simply going to add them up all together. And I'm lazy, so I'm just going to pull out my calculator. So you can see that they add to a 23. Now this is the part you really have to pay attention to. All those numbers add up to 23. So because this is a double digit, you're going to add the 2 and the 3 together. So if all the numbers added up to 1, it would just be a 1, right? If all the numbers added up to an 11, that's significant because that's a master number. So all of the double numbers, 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, pay special attention to those because those are considered master numbers, and that's a whole other thing. Anyways, this is not a master number, it's just 23, so we're going to add 2 and 3 to get 5. And that's how we get 5 from apple. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So you can drive yourself crazy thinking about that with regards to your new business name. Most importantly, just remember the most important thing is for you to be in love with your business name. That is most important. But for me, I want to give my business the best possible chance, so if picking a name that reduces to a 1 or a 5 is going to give my business a better chance, then I'm going to do that. So, alright, once you have chosen your awesome new business name that you are super in love with, that checks out with numerology, you're going to want to check the availability of it. So, I'm going to link a website in the description box down below where you can just type in your name and it'll do it all for you, which I wish I had that when I was searching for my name. But generally, you're going to want to make sure the name is available on all of the social media and websites that you intend to use. So you're going to want to make sure the domain name is available. So, make sure that no one on Facebook has that name already, or Instagram, or YouTube, or Twitter, or Etsy, or SoundCloud. You'll also want to check and see if the email is available. So say you want to be groupon@gmail.com. Check and see if that's available. Now, let's say you don't really care about Twitter and you don't intend on having a Twitter account for your business. Go ahead and check it anyway because, I'm not a person who cares about Twitter, but for future reference, you don't want to have someone else having a Twitter account that has your business name because that could negatively affect your reputation if people are getting that person confused with you. I'm sorry. You're on the bed, so that's why you keep shaking. Sorry about that. But yeah, so Ideally, the name that you are super in love with and that checks out with numerology is available on all the social medias because you picked a name that was super unique, and so it's available on all the websites that you want it to be available on. And now it's time to move on to the next step. So, now, this is where things get dreadful. So now, what you have to do is you're going to want to get a letter from your state. And the letter from your state, I live in Oregon, so it looks something like this. I can't show you the whole thing for security reasons, but it's called Corporation/Limited Liability Company Information Change. That is the name of the document. You should be able to go into the Capitol building of your state, or I'm sure you can also find it online. But the Secretary of State should have this document. And you're going to want to fill it out in black ink, because they do not want any other color but black ink, so make sure it's in black. Make sure you fill out all the information, and you're going to want to send that in with $100. Yeah, you have to pay $100 to change your name. I'm sorry. You can do it! I'm here with you. I am here with you. I'm here to help you through this process. So, once you've got that done, once you've paid the money, sent in the form, then the next step is you're going to want to send a letter to the IRS. Requesting a name change, including your EIN number. You do not need a new EIN number to change your business name. So, and what's really unfortunate about this is that you are not able to simply email it to them or fax it to them. You have to mail it to them. And I'm going to read you the letter that I sent to them because I got in trouble because I sent them a letter and it didn't have my EIN number on it. So I had to send it to them again, and this process took months and months and months and months and months, and it was so awful. So I do not want that to happen to you. Let's make sure we get it right the first time. So this is my letter. To whom it may concern, this letter is intended to formally notify the IRS of the name change of my business. Warriors of the Sea, LLC, was formerly known as Antarctic Mermaid, LLC. In the state of Oregon, my business is now officially registered as Warriors of the Sea. Your records should be changed to reflect this, and please notify me once you have done so. Thank you very much. Sincerely, my name, CEO, the name of my company, my full address, my cell phone number, and my fax number. However, what you will want to include is the EIN number. Otherwise, it doesn't count. So make sure your EIN number is in there. Also, you're going to want to include the letter from the state. So, this thing that you done filled out, include a copy of the letter from the state and the receipt. If you paid the money, it'd be good to include the receipt too, I think. So the letter to the Secretary of State, the receipt that shows that you paid the money, and then the letter to the IRS, including all of that information. And I will link this letter in the description box down below for you to fill out. And I will also include the address for the IRS that you need to mail it to. Okay? So there's that. And that's going to take forever. It's just going to take forever because that's the way that they like to do things. They don't like to be efficient. They don't like to accept emails or faxes because it's not secure enough. So that's the only way that they will accept it is through the mail. So what I did, because it was really important for me to get this done quickly, what I like to do is I like to call them every week and say, "Hey Cheryl, it's me. Have you got my letter yet?" Yeah, I like to be really annoying because I feel like that helps get the work done a little faster. Just a reminder that you have some work to do. So that number is 1-800-829-4933, and I will link that in the description box down below. Something to note when filling out bank paperwork, and this is one of those weird things that like nobody tells you, so here I am, I'm telling you. And this doesn't make it doesn't make any sense, but okay. When filling out bank paperwork, a member can be a registered agent, but a registered agent cannot be a member. So make sure to select member when they ask if you are the CEO. So this is when you're going to set up your bank account for your business. That was another thing that slowed down my business name change. For some reason, I think I selected registered agent instead of member. And so then I had to go back and change that. Because to me, like, I don't understand. I'm just not, like, familiar with those terms. So I didn't really understand the difference between a registered agent and a member. So if you're the CEO of your company, just remember to select member instead of registered agent. Yeah, anyway. Ugh. Doesn't it just make your brain melt, all of this? Horrible, horrible adulting. So, after about a month or more, the IRS will change your name officially and you will receive a letter of confirmation. And the letter of confirmation will look something like this. I'm not going to show you the top of it for security purposes, but that's what it looks like. And this is the document that you need to bring into the bank to get your name officially changed with the bank. So, if you have made it through all of that, if you've gotten the letter from the IRS, if you've changed your name with your bank, you're almost there. I think you might be almost done. What else do I have here? Right, so I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but my mentor told me that you can get a doing business as from the state for $25. So if you don't have the time or the money to go through all of these steps and you really just want to have a new name associated with your business, you should research that option. I don't actually know anything about it because I've never done it. But you can have like one name that's sort of like the head of your business and then other names that are sort of like different branches of your business. So it's still the same main name, but you're just doing business as. That's my understanding of it anyway. And then the last thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change your email signature. So if you have an email signature that says, you know, your name and then the name of your company, make sure you go through and change your email signature so that it matches your new name. Yay! Dun 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 dun. If you are in the middle of this process and you feel like giving up, I'm going to link a video in the description that is a song of Shia LaBeouf singing to you, and just watch that video. I promise you it will give you the motivation that you need to carry on. I believe in you. I'm here for you. You got this. You can do this. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it sucks. This is like the biggest headache in the entire world, but I've gone through it and I am here for you and I believe in you. You can do it. Now watch that video of Shia LaBeouf. Get pumped up. Get back to work. Because you are going to have the business name of your dreams. I believe in you. Thank you so much for watching.